we know he's going to be back in probably a month or so after the international break.
Yeah.
When he's fit and firing again and ready to go, I shouldn't say firing because he doesn't fire anything.
No,
This guy's awful. But
Firing
when he's
blanks.
actually ready to play, is he going to come straight back into the team and take Hudson-Odoi out?
I love that you brought that up. Let's see what happens. Because my thing is, if Hudson-Odoi keeps on playing well and doing well, Werner ain't Messi. Werner ain't Mbappe. See, Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, even if they're playing badly, Cristiano Ronaldo, they play. It doesn't matter who you, even if you're a young Burkin playing, bro, these guys have afforded that. Even if they're going through a bad run of games, when they come back from injury, they are back in that team. You're out, and nobody complains. Man, you're not those guys. So my thing is, that's interesting. So if Hudson-Odoi keeps on playing well and so forth, and Ben is out back from injury, does he come back into the team?
Honestly, I think he will. I think he'll get a chance. I think as long as Hudson-Odoi isn't scoring hat tricks every game.
Because my thing
is the things with Hudson, like every time I've been following him for years. It's like he's judged to a higher degree. It's like, oh, he has to do this, he has to do that right. And it's like, okay, I get he's a talented kid, but it's difficult judging him to that level when the bar for someone like Werner is so low. Like he's allowed to put in such terrible performances.
Bro. Let me imagine your Tammy Abraham. Because people talk to me about how, Tammy, he's not good in the air, he's going and so forth. Okay. Do you know how many games Tammy played and how many goals he scored? How many games Werner played and how he scored? If you tell me, say, wait a minute, I have scored more goals in less games than this freaking dude.
I mean, I actually know the numbers. In Tammy's first season, he scored 17 goals for Chelsea, which is a decent number. He got injured also between January and March. Giroud came in and was the main striker towards the end of the season. But 17 goals for your first season at the top level, playing for a top 6 team, it's pretty decent. The next season, Werner comes in, plays the whole season and got, I think, 6 goals? 6 goals, playing 34 games. And also, Tammy got the same number of goals in like maybe 10% of the games, 10% of the minutes. So what's Werner really doing, bro? You've got that, you're the guy who's come with the pedigree. You've come signing for 50 million. You put out these amazing numbers in the Bundesliga. But now you come to the Prem and you're taking Tammy's spot and you're playing awfully. Yet you're given the time, you're allowed. You're almost babied to the point where it's like he's being treated like he's an academy player. But he's not an academy player. He's somebody else. You should be judged to a higher standard.
Let's play again. Let's play devil's advocate then. So people say contributions. So look beyond the goals, his contributions. Okay, now I compare that to Benzema during the Real Madrid three-peat, where he scored goals, but not that many goals. But guys said he contributed well. Now, are you telling me Benzema's contributions for Real Madrid are the same as... are you telling me that Werner's contributions for Chelsea were the same as Benzema's contributions for Real Madrid?
No chance. You could even take it a step. Let's say even Firmino for Liverpool, for that great team where they won the Champions League, won the Premier League. Firmino, he wasn't like a massive goal scorer, but what about his contribution on the pitch?
Huge.
Massive.
No, but my thing is that let's play their game. They say, don't look at the goals. So let's just try and be fair here. They say what are these contributions?
Maybe the odd penalty one, which they count as assist now, which is
and then him making runs and so forth. And because a guy runs, which anyone can do, because a guy makes intelligent runs, that helps too.
You know what? That's my thing with football. Like, again, for some people, they get hard off of passion and tackles and running around screaming at players. People love players like Henderson, for example, because he does all of that. He embodies that. And that's great. And I appreciate a player who works hard. Like, it's cool. But for me, it doesn't appeal to me as much because I can do that. Like, if I spend maybe a couple months in the gym and get in great physical shape in terms of cardio, I can probably go and do that.
Yeah.
I want to see players who actually have technique and skill, things that I can't do. Maybe I would need to spend 3-4 years perfecting that craft, training day in and day out, but I can't do that. Like, that's why I love players like Eden Hazard, because he could do things that I couldn't. I was like, how could you even do that? Like, I'm watching from above, and I didn't know you could even move through there and find that pass. Incredible. With Werner, I don't see any of that. I just see someone who runs, who smiles, he presses a little bit hard.
This is a sport of football. There is no footballing talent that I see in this clan.
That's it. There's no talent.
There is no footballing talent that I see in this clan.
There's nothing that I see that I don't feel like if I was blessed with immense pace that I can't do.
But you know, but I'm sorry, this goes back to what's this saying that if you know what, Because his brother's his agent, isn't he?
I didn't know that. Honestly, I don't care. Like, I don't care. His brother needs to get him a move away from his club immediately.
No, because if I'm Hudson-Odoi's agent, I am actually going to force a move.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Werner.
Oh, no, sorry, Hudson-Odoi.
Okay,
yeah, because obviously his brother's his agent.
Yeah, Bradley Hudson-Odoi. Yeah.
So my thing is, put it this way: if Werner comes back straight into this team, I will be like, transfer request, and I'll say to Bayern, come and get us.
I mean, he was going to move in the summer. He obviously made a late move to go to Dortmund. It was a bit too late. It's probably a bad move from his agent, but I think they should have made the move earlier in the summer.
He'd be great at Dortmund.
He would have been killing it.
He'd be great at Dortmund.
It would have been him, Haaland, Bellingham. They would have been doing work, bro.
Oh, bro, I'll be. Yeah, because see, my thing though is, if you're literally going to give this Werner guy chances and opportunities, sometimes I'm like, because my thing is, see, this is what people need to understand. Bayern Munich are not going on the way to try and get a Werner there. They're not. But Bayern Munich have tried to go out of the way to get a Hudson-Odoi. And Hudson-Odoi for Bayern, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine him under Nagelsmann. Because again, they don't play wing back. So you know he's exactly going to be either coming in for Gnabry or coming in for Leroy Sané. That's some of the stuff that guy could do with that team would be frightening.
And they came in twice for him, offered an offer of 70 million plus. This was for a kid who hardly played for us. So that should tell you the talent that you have in your hands. And it was annoying at the time with Maurizio Sarri, who wasn't really playing him. Then the interest came in and thought, okay, let me play the kid. And he actually had a really good run of games. And then he got a debilitating Achilles injury. People forget about this.
But you see, sorry, but you put out about how it's a mentality thing.
Yeah.
Germany take pride in young players. So they look at Musiala now.
Another Chelsea product.
Yeah, they've thrown him in and he's now a major part of Bayern's thing. Chelsea don't like doing that. Look, De Bruyne, so much young. I think Chelsea are the biggest issue with Chelsea as a club is you don't know what you have until it's gone. Yeah. Like Hudson-Odoi, it's obvious. Even before Bayern came in for him, I'm like, oh no, this guy can play. Even when you said Monastir, oh no, this guy can play. And as a young player that can play. But what every young player needs, they need a coach. Who I believe Tuchel is. Because who's the guy that's excelled under Tuchel? The Ousmane Dembele.
Who?
Look, all right. Look. I know this end of the game. So look, man. Look, Ousmane Dembele. Look, man. Look, it's deep, man.
We're not talking about Dembele in 2021, bro. We're not doing
Relax, man. Look, guys, just chill out.
The moose.
Chill out.
The moose.
Okay, look. I mean, Lukaku. I had a thought, and this may be a messed up thought, but I had a thought. I was watching Atalanta against Man United, the game in Bergamo. I was like, Zapata is real good.
Yeah,
that guy's real good. Now, I may sound crazy saying this, but I'm just gonna say it. Is Zapata better than Lukaku?
Don't do this, oh, come on.
I'm just saying because I look at Zapata and I see similarities because they have the same build.
Yeah.
But Zapata, I just think that his footballing mechanics just seem better. Because okay, now I didn't want to do this everything. Have you? Because shout out to I think it was YSK Jackson who says, have you heard of the leftover?
No.
You know when Lukaku does like step overs, and then the ball then gets left behind him. The streets call it the leftover.
The streets are a rough place. I've been there. I've dabbled in the streets a bit. It's a rough place. It's a rough place. But look. Back to your point. Zapata, I think Zapata is good. And in fact, Inter were looking to replace Lukaku with Zapata. So I think he's a good striker. Let's not count Lukaku right now. Let's not count him out now. With Chelsea, obviously, he went 7 games without scoring before, obviously, the injury.
No. So
So
No. I'm not counting him out, but like
yeah,
Drogba is different. No one, it's going to be hard for no one to beat Drogba.
yeah.
Do you believe that? I still believe Lukaku is what I think he was. Small teams can start part. Do you think that he can do what Drogba did? Big teams, man, Lukaku's going to get that winning goal.
No, because nobody was. There's very few players in the history of the game who've been as clutch as Didier Drogba. I mean, again,
but no, you don't need to be as clutch, but you need your main striker.
Yeah, he does need to improve that.
show
And I
up
feel like
in-
he can improve that part of his game for sure. And I feel like, again, a lot of it also comes down to his teammates giving him those chances. One thing that he was starved of in the first few games was not getting many chances to score. And on the few occasions that he got chances, he scored. So I do think it's like with Lukaku, once he comes back into the team, which he has to, I don't care. We signed him for 100 million, give or take.
Yeah.
He's got to come back into the team. He is what this team needs. We do need a striker. We do need a physical presence up front. Somebody he thinks about the goal first.
Presence is key,
yeah, rather than passing and whatnot. And obviously, like, yes, he's not at the elite level of the strikers. Like, let's say like a Lewandowski, Benzema's performing how he's doing right now, but he's still world class. He's still, for me, top 5 strikers in the world. So yeah, when he comes back, he's going to add a lot to the team, and I feel like Tuchel needs to do more to get the best out of him. I think the players need to do more to get the best out of him, because up until when he got injured, like the likes of Mason Mount, like Havertz, Ziyech, when they played, they weren't creating clear-cut chances for him. It was the defenders that were creating more
one thing in
chances.
Lukaku's defense, because best out of him, which is true. Because the thing in Lukaku's defense is any player at Chelsea as good as Lautaro Martinez, and what he did and how well he works with Lukaku. Because as good as Lukaku was, Lautaro Martinez was a great co-pilot.
Yeah, he was a
great
good
co-pilot. And does anyone at Chelsea do the kind of work or have the kind of understanding that Lautaro Martinez had?
They haven't built that understanding with Lukaku yet, for sure.
And it ends Werner for sure.
Oh no, hell no, not
It ends Werner for sure.
Not Werner. But I do feel there's a potential there with guys like Mason Mount. For me, you know what the front three I would like to see? Like, so in theory, I think our best 3 attackers, just if you look at it ostensibly, who's the best 3 that offer the most? I think it's Hudson-Odoi left, I think it's Lukaku down the middle, and then Mason Mount playing off the right. And I think with Mason Mount, he offers good crossing ability. He's quite direct. He plays at a very high tempo. Again, when I made the point earlier about Ruben, who's able to slow down the game in the final third, with Mason, it's always kind of rushed. Yeah. But also that kind of hustle that he plays with his game, it does help the team. It does like make things happen.
but no, you know what? Because you said coming a Mount hate and so forth. This November that we're talking this thing right now, that's the best front 3.
Yeah, it is.
Havertz, you're too inconsistent.
Yeah.
Ziyech is just trash. Werner is a bomb. That's the best front 3.
It is. And I feel like the more we play that front 3, we're going to get more goals. And
imagine Loftus-Cheek now coming in and combining.
Exactly. What I will also add is our wing-backs. I'm going to maybe be a bit controversial and say that I don't think we have great wing-backs. I know that the talk of the town in terms of getting goals and whatnot, but the primary job of a wing-back isn't to score goals. It's about your chance creation, how you actually bring the ball into the final third. I don't really get that much from Chilwell and Reece James. I feel like Reece James a lot. I remember we had this conversation with me, you, and some of the other guys on the Complicated show at Chelsea. Reece James has always been so passive in terms of passing the ball backwards. And I don't feel like that's really improved much this season. I think what has improved is his movement off the ball. And I think he's always had good football ability.
That's a superb goal.
And his finishing is incredible. Yeah. His finishing, I mean, that first goal, the left foot, he has no right to score that. Even the chip against Norwich the week before. Amazing finish. So obviously in the box, he's a good finisher. Obviously, Chilwell, we know. Obviously, Alonso, great finisher in the box. Chilwell, same. And obviously, Chilwell offers more pace than Alonso in terms of like transitions and on a counter attack. But none of them are great dribblers. They don't offer the same passing like, let's say, a Trent does or Cancelo does. And I feel that's what we need to get to the next level.
Reece James, also, I think, is a quality crosser.
You know what it is with Reece James? He's a good crosser of the ball when you give him time and space. And I feel he has really good fundamentals. He has great technique. Yeah. Great technique. It's just I don't see him being progressive enough. And I think that's more of a mindset thing rather than an ability thing. But my point is that if we had, let's say, like the likes of Trent going forward and how much of a juggernaut he is going forward, same with Cancelo where he can do the passing but also the dribbling as well, then you would get more out of Lukaku because those are the guys holding our width. And if your guys holding the width aren't natural creators, then your striker's going to be be hamstrung with more chances. So
no, because see,
we do need more creation around Lukaku to get the best out of him.
So are you a Chilwell guy or an Alonso guy?
I just
you see now the fact that you paused shows it because see most guys are like Chilwell. But the fact that you paused, I'm like okay. Because there's an argument. But a lot of people are like, nah, Chilwell is the guy, Alonso, if he doesn't score a goal, he's useless. But I'm like
the thing is, like, that same bus or boat or whichever that we need to ship Kepa back to Spain, Alonso needs to be in that boat for me.
oh, wow, okay.
I don't rate Alonso at all. But then, it's Chilwell. It's just Chilwell. He's alright. Like, he's just alright.
He's alright.
And that's the thing is, like, I don't get great dribbling. I don't get great passing. He's also quite, like, safe with his play in general. He's also not got a great, like, link-up play in terms of, like, there was times in the Southampton game where he came back into the team and I think he scored that game at a great volley. Fair enough. He's a great shooter. I'm not taking that away from him. But in terms of, like, being able to link up with the winger ahead of you in Hudson-Odoi, there was times where Hudson-Odoi would play to him, expect, like, the pass back, or like play through balls into Chilwell, and Chilwell's kind of caught on his heels. Like little things like that in terms of your link-up play with attackers. I don't really get that from Chilwell. So yes, he's a better option than Alonso because he has pace, and you need pace to play wing back. But he's just not offering he's not offering great creativity for the striker. I don't see great crosses into the box, great passing. We don't get that from Chilwell.
Because again, it's like, it's true. A major part. See, if you're playing against a really tough team, let's say you're playing against Liverpool or Man City, you're not going through the middle. You have to go wide.
Exactly.
Why are Liverpool so dangerous? Because of Mane and Salah. And also, it's not only Mane and Salah, then it's the guys that plays outside of them in Robertson and Trent as well. And because they are hitting you from the wide where there's now space, that's how they can now destroy you. For Chelsea, those two guys are central. So if you're playing against a deep block, against a defensive team, those wing backs, because you need to have an outlet, you need to now find space. So it's important that you provide something when the ball is at your feet. So when the ball is at the feet of I think Rich James is still an amazing right back.
He is.
But so I think the right side that left side is an issue on that left side.
What I'll say of Reece James is I think he's a great right back. As a wing back, I just still find myself wanting more in games. But obviously the last month he's been getting better, and obviously the goals he's scoring, you can't take that away from him. Fantastic. With Chilwell, again, I do feel like it's not quite it, but obviously better than Alonso, which is why you have to come back into the team, but still not quite what I'm looking for. But what I'll just say is with the wing backs in this modern era of football, they're so important because they're the ones who get the most time and space on the ball. In a game where there's a lot of pressing.
And
there's
running that entire channel.
Exactly. And this is a game where there's a lot of pressing again. Players like Werner, he's awful. They're important in today's game. Well, they're important to managers in today's game because of the pressing that they offer. Players like Mason Mount. Again, those players they weren't like the number 10s we saw back in the day where like your Rakobas, your Rakelmis. Those guys, you don't ask them and be like, oh, Rakelmi didn't run enough today. You don't care about that. It's about the ability that you offer. But when a different day and age where there's a lot of pressing and the midfielders congested, but your wide players, and in this formation is the wing backs, they're the ones who provide the width. You need more quality on the ball. And look at Marcelo, what he done for a decade at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Brilliant player. Maybe not the best defensively, but when he was able to step into the attack, and often he played like a wing back with how far forward he got. Like his creativity, his crossing, his passing, his link-up play, it was all top tier, elite. With Chilwell, we don't get that. But and I feel like going back to Lukaku, it's about the service to Lukaku, and I feel like we need to improve that. And if we do, we'll score plenty of goals.
There's just no one like linking in with him, and I think that's.
Well, to end on a positive, what I will say is, if we play Hudson-Odoi more often, Ruben Loftus-Cheek a lot more often, those are guys who are naturally creative and take the game to the defenders. They unsettle low blocks. They can dribble past them. They can pass through them. Now bring Lukaku back into this team.
But will Tuchel trust them? No, that's the thing. Like, will Tuchel trust these kids over the big money signings?
We hope so. But for this conversation, let's just assume that they do.
Yeah.
These chances that have gone to Havertz, who has missed these chances. Imagine this Lukaku on the end of them. He's going to score them. And all of a sudden, the 1-0 against Malmo turns into 3 or 4-0. Newcastle, we're 3-0 up at half time. It's a different kind of game at that point. So, because our defense, we may not talk about the defense that much today. Defense has been perfect this season. Look at the goals he conceded. Just to close on this, a penalty to Mo Salah, which maybe was arguably a penalty or not, with the Reece James handball. A penalty against Southampton. I think who was it that scored? It was James Ward-Prowse. And then a deflected goal by Jesus Man City. Now, again, those are very low percentage chance, like a penalty and a deflection goal. Yeah. Also, look at the people who scored. Mohamed Salah, Prophet Mohammed. Jesus Christ. James, from the Bible.
Yeah.
Like, is there like only certain kind of people that can score against us?
You could only be biblical to joke against Chelsea.